Like many Berliners, Jim Burkhauser is on the lookout for a new apartment. Living on the outskirts of the city means he's traveling an hour and a half to get to his university.
For me, it's more that this living arrangement I have now is so far away from everything, and this also makes people kind of lonely, because if you always need a lot of time to get somewhere, you don't go somewhere that often, and also to university, and so much time I lose every day.
Berlin's tenant association says one of the factors making it more difficult to find a long-term home is the amount of temporary furnished apartments on offer that aren't rent-controlled. Rent prices in Germany aren't allowed to be higher than 10% of the average rent per square meter in an area, but there are exceptions. One of them is if the apartment is for temporary use, plus owners are allowed to charge extra if it's furnished. The association says these apartments can be 5 times higher than the usual rent prices, and they're taking away supply from people who are looking for unlimited contracts that are rent-controlled. The association is calling on the Ministry of Justice, led by the pro-business Free Democratic Party, to strengthen tenancy laws. The association wants owners to be required to show how much the furniture is worth and how much the apartment itself is being charged for, arguing this will eventually decrease exorbitant prices. But the Justice Ministry doesn't want to change the law.
It seems that the FDP, the Free Democratic Party, is only in favor of the landlords and doesn't do anything in terms of the tenants. They not do anything on changes that would regulate the market.
The Justice Ministry told Euronews that it does not see the need to change the law when it comes to furnished accommodation. It says that the construction of new apartments will help fight rising rents in the long term. The FDP parliamentary group says that instead of regulations, the focus should be on building more quickly and cheaply. But rising costs and high inflation has led to a crisis in home building. Germany has one of the highest portions of renters versus owners in Europe. But it's not the only one battling short-term rentals. Spain said that it would investigate websites like Airbnb to check that accommodations have licenses for tourism. As for Jim, he says he's gotten cynical about finding an apartment after searching for a year and a half.
You always have this rush of energy. If you see an apartment you want, you get in contact, you know they got your message, you got a chance, and you're happy for a moment, and you got your hopes up, and then in 99% of the cases the next day or even a few minutes later or sometimes weeks later you get no, basically.
The construction minister says the government will present a strategy for people to move to the countryside to deal with the housing shortage.